how I think a little bit of jealousy, healthy jealousy, and we'll talk about that because, like, what is healthy jealousy is good in a relationship.
Okay.
So I guess
Define
I'll
it.
start.
Yes.
So healthy jealousy, I would say, is when you really admire the person that you're with for multiple reasons, not just because he's super hot and super buff and super tall, like not just the physical things, but because he's an amazing human being. He's intelligent. He's kind. He is what every woman would want. And yes, I am talking about my husband. And that greatness of what you are, maybe jealous isn't the necessarily right word, but it makes me afraid to lose it because I value it so high. So again, I would say it's like, because you have such a high value for the person that you're with, you do get a little nervous or like, oh, could he leave me? I don't want him to leave me, sort of thing. Like, I'm not saying think about that all the time because that's not healthy.
Right.
But the healthy part is admiring the person you're with so much and all of their attributes to the point where you would be devastated if you lost that person. And you do kind of have that, like, again, like, it's not a place where you're constantly afraid because that's not healthy.
Right.
It's just this total admiration and love for the person that you're with that if you lost it, it would be a detriment to your life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes, yep.
And plenty of people would be like, that's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be an unpopular episode.
Probably.
Okay? 'Cause I'll tell you. So we're going to delve into the deep psychology of this, right? And the difference between men and women and masculinity and femininity, right? So in order for things to really be successful in a relationship with a man and a woman, right? We've talked about before how a woman has to look up to the man.
Right.
Right. She has to look up to him. Right. And so I think this plays into all of that. Right. And the other thing that plays into this is women's psychology around really it's just the natural programming of women, of biology, that one of the major ways which they value a man is based on how other women value the man and also how other men value him. But mostly, it's selection bias, or it's the social proof, right? So, the classic example is a guy walks into a bar with a bunch of
Don't knock it
attractive
off again.
women around him. Women find him more attractive, right? Than So where I'm getting at with this whole thing is to say that I when I coach guys, I just was talking about this topic, right? Because a lot of times guys will get upset if their woman, for lack of a better term, I always say woman, but it's like wife, or because it might be your girlfriend, so woman, is being insecure, being a little bit jealous, right? And I mean, I used to get a little bit upset about that too. But then what they don't realize is that is essential for the relationship. So I do agree with you, because if a woman doesn't think that other women want you, if she doesn't think that other people find you valuable, it's going to be hard for her to find you valuable. So it's a really good, healthy indicator, right? If you're in a relationship with a woman as a guy, and she's not afraid of you potentially cheating on her, she's not afraid of some woman trying to go after you or whatever, that's a problem. Because that means that she doesn't have a very high value of you. She doesn't think that other people want what she's got, right? Now, it doesn't work as much the other way around. Not to say that, I mean, obviously, you're the world to me, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, and you are amazing in every way, just beyond what I could ever imagine. You're the kindest person, the most sweet and funny, and I mean, mostly funny. No.
Very funny.
Very funny. Okay, very funny. But, just so many things that I just am amazed by, right? So intelligent and, so kind and has the biggest
Just
heart. And
buttering me up over here.
All the things, you know the thing. And such an amazing dancer. But I would be obviously devastated if I lost you. I would never want to lose you, right? I found the perfect person for me. However, it's not as, as a man, I don't necessarily have the same kind of jealousy because my judgment of you is the most important to me. Like, it's not, I don't have that biology that you might have as a woman where if this is valuable to me, it must be valuable to everyone else. Like I'm worried like that. There's that piece of that attraction that comes from that. So it's not as important. And the other thing about it, I think, is that if a man is acting more jealous or let's say insecure, in that case, if a man were doing it, it comes across as insecurity, and that's not attractive, right? As a man, I have to be like, yeah, I know I'm the shit. It's like, I have to feel like that. I have to present myself like that. I have to be like, yes, I'm confident that my woman is going to stay with me because where is she going to find a better man than me? Like, I have to. I'm not trying to be like arrogant, but I have to have that in my head. I have to, because that is something that actually does make a man attractive, is that he does have that level of confidence. He doesn't have that insecurity.
Better than perfect, we stand.